The actress Taraji P. Henson, who plays the role of Sue Avery in the new film, went viral on Wednesday after sobbing uncontrollably while appearing on Gayle King's XM Talk program. King questioned the Oscar-nominated actress on her thoughts about giving up acting in order to promote the film. She said, "I'm just tired of working so hard, being gracious at what I do, getting paid a fraction of the cost. I'm tired of hearing my sisters say the same thing over and over. You get tired. I hear people go, you work a lot or have to. The math ain't math. And then they tell me we don't translate overseas. I'm tired of hearing that my entire career, 20 plus years in the game, and I hear the same thing. I see what you do for another production, and when it's time for us to go to bed, you don't have any money. They play in your face, and I'm just supposed to smile and grin and bear it and just keep like, enough is enough. This industry, if you let it, it'll steal your soul. But I refuse to let that happen." Everyone was talking about the video as soon as it went viral online. Henson's recent remarks regarding wage inequality were discussed in relation to Monique's well-known assertions of the same thing, which we have already discussed. Monique is well known for having called for a boycott of Netflix when she discovered a salary difference on her own. Furthermore, Monique made news earlier this year when she sued Paramount for not paying the Parkers royalties. She naturally earned a bad reputation for being difficult after declining to accept payment in exchange for international promotion of the film Precious. "Can I shake the table?" would question one Twitter user. "I wonder how many discussions about pay inequity we would still be having now if other black actors had openly backed Monique years ago. Monique has always been correct, yet you all called her resentful, angry, and desired to discipline her. Just to be clear, I'm not talking just about Netflix. Years before to it, she had been criticizing the industry for salary disparity and people's expectation that she would work for free. Let's discuss it." The individual in question would play a video of Viola Davis speaking from her resume. Although Davis is sometimes referred to as the Black Meryl Streep, she is far from them in terms of income, prospects for advancement, and equality. Similar to Henson, Monique, and other black actors, Davis receives different treatment from her white counterparts despite performing equivalent work. Viola Davis said, "I got the Oscar, I got the Emmy. I got the 2 Tonys. I've done Broadway. I've done off-Broadway. I've done TV, film. I've done all of it. I have a career that's probably comparable to Meryl Streep, Julianne Moore to Sigourney Weaver. They all came out of Yale, they came out of Juilliard, they came out of NYU. They had the same path as me. Yet I am nowhere near them. Not as far as money, not as far as job opportunities, nowhere close to it. But I have to get on that phone and people say, 'You're a black Meryl Streep. There is no one like you.' Okay, then if there's no one like me, you think I'm that? You pay me what I'm worth. You give me what I'm worth." A different Twitter user shared an earlier interview that Comedy Hype had with Monique, in which she justified her decision to decline to promote the film Precious abroad unless payment was received. The user wrote a caption that read, "Keep in mind Monique being blackballed stems from her refusing to promote Precious overseas. And during award season, Oprah, Tyler, and Lee weren't having it. So when we don't see Taraji work for a while and stories of her being difficult to work with comes out, we know from who and why." Monique said, "So Tyler Perry says to me, 'Listen, you may really want to consider promoting this film because if you get nominated for an Oscar award, your next film is $3 to $5 million, and if you win it, your next film is $6 to $8 million. I said, "Tyler, who are you talking to? I'm a black woman. Where do they pay those type of salaries, brother?" I said, "What I cannot do, Tyler, is work for free. I've done what I was supposed to do. I cannot go overseas and do this for free. Tyler." So then he goes on about his no. I said, "Well, listen, you can write me the check for me to go overseas. I don't care where the money comes from, but I'm not going to do it for free." He says, "Well, I don't believe in giving money away for free." I said, "I don't believe in working for free." So we on the same page. Another user wrote, "It's sad how Taraji talks about being underpaid and everybody rallied behind her, but Oscar winner Monique said the same thing and was labeled as difficult to work with. Audiences appear to have taken notice of Taraji's recent remarks on compensation. Although many express sympathy for the actress, others wonder why Monique didn't receive the same kind of support during her public statements. Now, back in 2017, Monique would warn Taraji P. Henson on a podcast she was doing with her husband. She said, "So when you first come into this place and you see the money you're going to make, it's more money than you've ever known anybody to make that you hang around with. But once you actually get into the business and you begin to realize how much money is being made and how much money you're being paid, that's a huge gap. So when we see this list of these 10 white actresses, let me say this. It's not that they're not deserving. I'm not saying that not one of these sisters on the list don't deserve their payday, because dang it, if they're putting in the numbers, they deserve it. However, you would have to say, what's different with these sisters than Viola Davis? What's different with these sisters than Taraji P. Henson?" Henson acknowledged back in 2019 that Tyler Perry sent her the largest check she has ever received, a $500,000 sum. Taraji P. Henson said, "I think the industry knew I was talented, but it's about money. Are you bankable? I had to continuously prove that I've been trying to prove and improve. I was asking for $500,000. I didn't get paid that until I did my first Tyler Perry film." She also said, "I was never in a position where I could not take a job. By the grace of God, they have all been really good characters, but it was never a situation where I was like, I'm not going to do that. Now I'm finally there." In an interview with CBS Sunday Morning earlier this month, Henson revealed that not everyone had granted her a $500,000 request to play the lead in Brad Pitt's The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. When she would ask for $500,000, she would get an offer of only $75,000. She said, "I wasn't even being greedy. I knew that I was up and coming. But surely I know I can make you $500,000 with my fan base." "And did you get $500,000? "No, I was offered $75. And then we fought and fought until we got $150. The absurd thing is that she would even go on to be nominated for an Oscar in recognition of the role. Recently, Henson acknowledged that the pay difference almost prevented her from accepting her role in the movie Purple in an interview for the Screen Actors Foundation. She said, "I almost had to walk away from The Color Purple. Yes, ma'am. If I don't take a stand, how am I making it easy for Fantasia and Danielle and Hallie and Felicia? Why am I doing this if it's all just for me?" Although she refrained from discussing the specifics of the offer in the interview, she did disclose that she hadn't had a raise since 2000 in the film Proud Mary, which starred Henson. She said, "I'm getting really tired of black women having the same story. It's breaking my heart. It's like every time you achieve something really incredible, it's almost like the industry looks at it like it's a fluke." Producers Quincy Jones, Scott Sanders, Steven Spielberg, and Oprah Winfrey are teaming up to make The Color Purple, which is scheduled for release on Christmas Day. But what are your thoughts, guys? Was it the case that more black actors stood by Monique when she first came out? Is it past time for African American actors and actresses to unite in protest? Tell us in the comments section below.